Well, the big story globally, British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has announced a shift in the country's climate policies. The government has decided to delay the deadline to sell new petrol and diesel cars and phase out gas boilers. The ban will now be moved from 2030 to 2035. Sanjay Suri joins us now from London with more on this. Sanjay, Rishi Sunak saying that, look, we need to give people time to make the transition, but there is a fair degree of criticism for UK's pushback on its climate goals.
With an eye clearly on the elections of next year, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has now taken his foot off the pedal, so to speak, in the direction of taking the country towards net zero emissions by 2050. Sale of petrol and diesel cars was to have been phased out by 2030. That has now been pushed back to 2035. The timetable on phasing out gas boilers is being relaxed. The demands for minimal energy efficiency in homes to be rented out has now been dropped. And after pledging his commitment to the very policies that he is now dropping or at least diluting, Sunak says his government will never impose such what he now calls unnecessary measures upon the British public. Sunak insists that Britain will still hit net zero by 2050 through these new measures and new measures such as greater grants to upgrade boilers. But Chris Stark, who heads Britain's Climate Change Committee, says this kind of aim now is wishful thinking. But this is really all more about elections than about climate. Labour is believed to have lost a crucial by-election, and this was some weeks back, over restrictions on old diesel and petrol cars. Then these were brought in by Labour's mayor in London, Sadiq Khan. Labour have said they will stick to the 2030 cutoff if they win the next election. Sunak clearly hopes that Labour will lose and their position will be undercut for them now nationally, and that will therefore deliver for the Conservatives.
Sanjay Suri, many thanks there for joining us from London on the changes being announced by Rishi Sunak as far as the climate transition plan is concerned. As global leaders